Hello, everyone. I'm Travis McCurdy here, catching up with all our coaches here at Northwood University during the quarantine. And today we're talking with our softball coach, Gregg Sauve. And Greg, how you been?
Well, we're hanging in there, Travis. Uncharted territory for everybody, but you start to get acclimated to doing things a certain way, and then you get that curveball thrown at you. So now we're adapting to a new lifestyle until we can all get back together.
For you guys in particular, I mentioned this with Coach Sable as well. I mean, you were playing the day that everything really kind of came to be, and talk us through that day when everything was happening.
Yeah, it was a strange event. We were actually fortunate. We had Dave Marsh, our athletic director, was at softball games in Florida at the time, and just notified that we were going to have a conversation at the end of our doubleheader with the team, and then we were going to bring all the families together. We had a huge traveling of parents and grandparents and friends that came with us. So I think at first it was more of just a shock that because originally that talk was, we'll probably finish the Florida trip. There's going to be a delay in getting going with our conference games, and then it just kind of blew up into where we're sitting now. And so at first I think it wasn't such a drastic thing to the players, the student athletes, and the coaches, to all of us, because we thought it was just going to be okay. We're going to stop. We got to go back home and come back to Michigan and arrange the flights and stuff. But then once we got back, all of a sudden, okay, we want everyone to go home to their houses, and nobody will be at Northwood's campus. And now you've got a lifestyle change, and so now people have to start adapting to what's going on. So now the shock is setting in, and it's interesting that everybody handles things a little different. Some of the players, still can't believe it's happening, and some for a long period of time thought, well, we'll be all right. It'll be a shortened season, and now there's a reality that, geez, are we even going to come back in the fall? So we're trying to address all those things with the student athletes right now.
I mentioned this, Coach Sable. Also, this is a different thing for you guys too, because you could have the seniors you thought were done could potentially come back. How many of them have talked about coming back? Far along in that discussion? I'm sure some of them are interested, and some of them are probably ready to move on.
Yeah, we got a real unique situation with ours. Is we kind of built up this team over the last couple of years to be pretty formidable, and we had a couple of seniors in Toria and Sydney coming back for a fifth year getting their masters. So it's time for them now to move on into the real world. Their academics are fulfilled, and they left their impact on the program in a great way. We have a couple of seniors that actually need some more credits to graduate, so they've reached out, and we've had some conversations about coming back and playing another year of softball that the NCAA has given them the eligibility for. And so we're trying to iron out some of those little kinks in the road there, financially, what's going to happen. And because what happens is, as these seniors graduate, if they're scholarship athletes, that scholarship is moved to some new freshmen coming in, and so the money's become very thin as to what we're going to do. But we're trying to work some things out with a couple of them. We have a couple of them. I do have April has reached out. She was looking at getting a master's, but going back home toward Ohio. But now she has another year of ball. So we're trying to see if this is going to be a good fit for April to come back. And so we still have a little bit of work to do to iron it out, but we do have a couple that want to come back, and then we have a couple that have been offered jobs, so they're ready to start their careers. And now we just kind of have to see. There could be another kink in the road coming here, because depending on how this economy opens back up, will those jobs be available right away? And if they're not, well, maybe you do come back and maybe get a master's and so forth. So we have all kinds of conversations going on with the senior class. And it's interesting that very proud that so many want to come back. But again, as you read, like Wisconsin just made the decision, no, it's time to move on for those seniors. And so everybody's handling things a little bit different. And I like, if at all possible, to give them an opportunity to give them something they've worked at for so long in their lives and something they love so much, to give them an opportunity for another year. Now we just have to see if we can pull it all together financially for the student athlete and parents who help out, and for Northwood.
Obviously, this is a big recruiting time starting up as soon as the season's over. Talk about how recruiting's changed for you guys.
Recruiting right now during this period of time, we're usually playing ball. So
Yeah.
this is a real lull for us in recruiting normally. The downside of it is it's all corresponding through emails right now. Potential student athletes that want to have interest in coming to Northwood. Some I haven't seen yet play ball, and some that I've had some interest in, and we've made a couple of offers, obviously coming in 2020. But even the 2021s are starting to panic a little bit about what's going on. So the recruiting side of it is it's watching a lot of video that the players are sending. Most of it is older video that you're watching, and you'd kind of like to see the progressions of where they're at. Some of them they're just trying to stay in touch, and they have a bow net set up and they're hitting the ball off a tee just so that you can see them do something again, which you can appreciate, but it doesn't tell you where they're at again. So a lot of emailing and phone calling, and it's a strange time in the recruiting world because you like to see we're busy through the high school year, so when the state tournaments and such come around, that's when we start really the recruiting process again, getting out to see them play, and that's all taken away. So we hope some part of this summer there'll be some summer exposure camps out there, college exposure camps that we'll be able to go see and get updated with actually seeing the eye test with the girls. But there's a whole lot of communication going on right now, trying to figure some things out. And not just recruiting side, but things have expedited and moved up a little bit as far as even next season, fall ball, setting up fundraising things and where we're playing ball, who we're going to play against in the fall, and the additional games that we'll add in 2021 season. So our spring game, we're setting those up. Our February trips, when we usually go to Evansville, looking at possibly going to Kentucky this year, trying to get away from some of that weather we've had the last couple of years. And so we were invited to the Blue Bridge games down there, Classic, and so kind of excited to see if that's going to pan out. And so staying fairly busy, TMAC.
Yeah. When you are now around the house, your wife Terry probably has you doing some stuff. Are there any projects around the house you've done since you've been home on quarantine?
She is trying, as she has for 34 years of marriage, trying to get me to do something around here. And so now I'm actually doing some of it. But we were talking earlier that she should have forced me to do some of this when we first got married, because things have really piled up over the years. And now it just seems kind of hopeless. I can't get a dumpster out here. The city won't bring a dumpster in. The dump is closed. I can't take stuff there. So I don't know what she wants me to do. I'm moving it from one room to another just so the one room she wants clean looks clean. And that's not satisfying her needs right now. So, but other than that, we're doing some yard work. We've cleaned the inside a little bit, and hopefully, I'm hoping the point comes where the economy opens up and we can all get together again, get out of here, because she's about ready to kick me out. I'm going to need a place. And preferably, she sends me someplace that someone's been tested like yourself, and I can just come live with you, G-Mac.
I got some open rooms.
Perfect.
She's a preschool teacher, and I've been seeing some videos on Facebook. You've been helping out with those. You're quite a good assistant, though.
Oh yeah, she's forced me into helping with the. It's fun. She's a preschool teacher at our church, so we know a lot of the youth that are in there. And when town's open, no matter where you go, the little kids are grabbing onto her legs and stuff. And it's fun to see the comments coming back in as she does these little skits with some of her other teachers that help her. And I did get involved in one of them, eating some carrots for her, so that was kind of fun. And I like to hear the little kids talk about me stealing her carrots. It's good stuff, but it's a good way to stay in touch. Even at that age, they don't understand what's going on. They just know that their life is in turmoil right now, and mom and dad are home with them all the time. So hopefully that's working out to everybody's benefits. And it's just a time where we all should just kind of slow things down and hopefully look in the mirror and say, boy, I really miss these things. So you embrace when it comes back. Just like our student athletes that have lost out of the softball here for us. Something they worked so hard for, and it's just taken away, and things go just like that, So it gives you a time to we're always talking to them and preaching to them about embrace your role and live it every day, because you never know what's going to be gone, and one day it will be gone when you graduate and move on, and then there's nothing else to do. Well, sometimes you don't control that, and it's taken away. So enjoy all your moments because they go fast.
Well, Coach, it is great to see you, and hopefully we can get together soon and after quarantine's over. And miss you, and stay healthy, my friend.
You as well. Miss you terribly, and I hope we all get together real soon, TMAC.